Hey there, Katie Conley here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an MP4 video file to put into your Desmos lesson.
All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to make an MP4 video clip using Zoom. All teachers get a free Zoom account, so if you haven't already done that, I highly suggest that you do that, even if it's simply for this purpose. I haven't seen too many other programs make video clips, MP4 versions of video clips this easily. Canvas can do it super quick if your district has bought it for you, but I actually don't know if that is an MP4 file or not. I'm sure whatever file it is in, you can probably change over, but I do not have a Canvas account with the blue button. I don't know, it's what they use to record. I haven't seen what that looks like yet. So if I can get my hands on that, I will get that for you guys. But here we go. I couldn't just make a video for you because you can't make a recording of a recording. You get that. So here we go. When you do get your Zoom account, it's going to look like this when you get it on your computer. So you want to make sure that you click on New Meeting. Then from there, spotlight here. You're not going to see the record feature. It is right here in More. So if you hit More, it says Record. You can also just expand it and then you get the view and then you can hit Record. When you hit Record, it gives you two options. You can record to your computer or you can record to the cloud. I just record to my computer, and then you'll see once they convert over to the files, I delete the Zoom recordings, and then I put the actual recordings I'm going to use in the cloud. So however you save things, again, kind of depends on what you're used to. If you're not used to a cloud, don't use one, just put it on your computer. From there, you're going to share your computer screen. And once you hit that button, it gives you two sets of options. Right now, I'm actually using the advanced option. So when you click there, it gives you these guys. And I do a portion of your screen. But if you have, like, for example, your PowerPoint up, that's what I have right now. You can just click your screen. I have two screens here because I have an extra monitor. You also can share just a website. So you could just share your PowerPoint and then only that screen shows up in your recording, or you could share your Desmos, whatever you're working on, but that's what your options are. And again, I say either share your whole screen, but know that whatever's up there is potentially going to end up in your recording, or just do a portion and you can move these around, which is kind of cool to fit, you know, whatever size your screen is. So choose the screen you want to share. And then from here, you're just going to start recording. There is an annotate feature in Zoom that allows you to write if you're doing it that way. If I'm in recording, if I'm in PowerPoint, I use the draw feature, which gives you a bunch of options to write on. I do have a bamboo tablet that I love, so it allows me to write on top of PowerPoint. I teach math, so kind of important to have a pencil. It's pretty easy to go through and just erase and go from there. Here's the important part, guys. You have two options while you're doing your recordings. You can hit pause during it, or you can hit stop. And I want to make sure you guys know the difference of what happens. If you start your recording and you're tired or you need to get something ready in your PowerPoint, something wasn't right, you want to hit pause. And what that does is it literally just pauses your recording and allows you to make one super long one. Okay, so hitting pause and record over and over again will just make one long recording, but it just allows you to take a break if it's needed. And then once you're done with your meeting, I'm going to show you what you do. You just, in the meeting, And then it will show up like this. You'll only have 3 files. You'll have the audio only, you'll have the playback, and then you'll have the Zoom. And this is the file you would want to use, okay? If during your meeting you hit stop every time, okay? So you start the recording, then you hit stop, then you start the recording again and you hit stop. If you do that multiple times, it's gonna make multiple individual MP4 files. So when do I use this versus this? If I was gonna individually put in examples of math problems, which is often what I'm doing in my Desmos lessons, I hit stop every time. So this first one right here might be how I did example 1, and then this one would be how I did example 2, example 3, and so on and so forth. And I like that because then I can just rename these and drop them into my Desmos lesson. Let's say though you just want to make one super long lecture, or your discussion or your lecture is only going to take 10 minutes, and just make one big one, and then you can throw that in. But Desmos does have a size limit, so the smaller ones are kind of the better way to go. Plus you're only going to be able to grab your students' attention for so long. So I like doing the short clips better, but just know the difference. If you hit pause, it's going to be one long recording of you doing the whole thing. And then if you hit stop, it's going to give you multiple smaller ones. Also, if you mess up, push stop and then start the whole thing over again, and then you'll just have that there. So I hope that makes sense. And then to get your MP4, so you've finished your whole lesson, you've done it on the PowerPoint. Once you're done there, you're going to end the meeting, right? So you're going to press end. That's down at the bottom corner over here. It's usually showing like over here is a big red button that says end. And once you do that, if you have a recording in it, Zoom automatically starts converting it for you. You might or might not see this screen. Depending upon how long your files are, it depends on how long it takes to convert them. But usually it pops up on its own. It'll come in really fast, and then it will kind of disappear, and then your files will automatically show up, which is awesome. It shows up in your Zoom file if you chose to do it on your computer, or in your cloud file if you choose to put it there. And then notice I tell you to use, these are the MP4 files, right? These are other ones. This one's audio only. This one's playback. I don't even know. I've never even looked at that. And these are the files that I end up using. So once I get my audio files in the Zoom folder, I like to rename them like right then and there. So I remember, so I just rename them example 1, example 2, example 3, example 4. And then I do Control Shift, grab all of these 4 files, and then I would go drop them into the file folder that I already made for my 2.08 Desmos lesson. So in the recording before this one, guys, I showed you how I started to make those. I take my PowerPoint, I save all the pictures, I put them in a folder, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing with these MP4 files. And then it's super duper easy once you've moved them from your Zoom folder to your actual lesson folder. It's really easy to add them in. So I'm going to show you how to add those guys in now. Let's make this bigger. Okay, so I already started my lesson. It was in custom. This was the one that I created in the last video. So right now it looks like this, but I wanted to add in the MP4 file to my lesson. Right now it's currently looking like this, but I want to edit it. Whoops. Let's go to this one. So I'm going to edit my activity. And up comes the editing screen. So let's say I don't like this anymore. I want to take that out. But I'm going to add in one of those examples that I wanted to show you. So all I have to do is choose the file. It's awesome because if you're using this folder over and over again, it automatically goes there. So I just click that one, press open, and see how quickly. This is a super short file. Usually the longer it is, the longer it takes. But there it is, pops it in, and then the students have their example. So pretty cool. And that's how you add it in there. Really quickly though, guys, again, I wanted to show you, this is what I pull up when I go to make my lessons. So right now, you guys see this, I'm sharing that whole screen with you guys. I go to draw, I pick one of my tools I'm writing right now. With my mouse, I've gotten pretty good at it, but I do have a bamboo tablet that I love. But this is how I record my lessons, just like this. And I'll usually take that advanced and just do the portion of the screen right here, and then go through my slides, answer my questions. I'll start and stop on each example. So let's say I did a new blank one, and it was something like solve 2x plus 4 equals 8. I would grab my draw tool. You can change different colors, which is awesome. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Go to draw, subtract 4. So I press record, go through and do this, right? 2x equals 4, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 2. And then I would press stop. And then I would go on to the next example. And then those would be the clips that I would then throw into my Desmos lesson. Where is it? And I would usually put the PowerPoint slide here, and then I would put the example showing the students how to do it there. Hope that was helpful, guys. Have a great day, and send any questions that you have my way. I'm happy to help. Bye, everybody.